Morning world. It's about 7:45 in the morning on Sunday, the 12th of January 2025. It's full moon tomorrow. It's going to be full moon in Cancer at 23 degrees 59, 24 degrees 0 of Cancer at 10:28 p.m. in the evening UK time tomorrow night. So in about another 39 hours from the moment I'm recording this. So I'll have a look at the full moon and the implications of it in a moment, but I want to draw your attention to what's going on in the sky. If you go outdoors, this is predominantly for everyone in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, you'll have to look a lot further north. But in the northern hemisphere at the moment, we're getting a real amazing light show. If you go outdoors on a clear night, about 7, 8 p.m. and you've got a clear field of vision, if you look to the southeast, you will clearly see Venus, twice as bright as Jupiter, 3 times brighter than the brightest star, resplendent in the night sky. And then if you put Venus at the center of a clock and you look at about 10 o'clock from Venus, 8 o'clock from Venus, you will see Saturn. It's getting closer and closer to Venus. They're going to be conjunct, not so much in latitude, but in longitude. They're going to pass, Venus is going to pass either just above or just below Saturn on the 19th of January. A Venus-Saturn conjunction in Pisces is, it's not too bad actually. Thing is, later this year, and when I say later, I mean late March, early April, Venus, which has by then moved into Aries, will start going retrograde. And it will slip back into Pisces. And when it stands still and stops going retrograde, it's going to be sitting on top of Saturn again. So this is the start now, this next week, of a 12-week period. Venus conjunct Saturn. Venus conjunct Saturn in a birth chart suggests someone who's born old, but they get younger as they get older. They tend to be conservative when young with money, indicating that most people with Venus conjunct Saturn spend the second half of their life financially secure because they're prudent and cautious around what they spend on and how much they spend on it. They go for quality, not quantity. They buy things that will last a long time rather than short term throw it away. This is in nature, this is the nature of Saturn conjunct Venus because it brings structure into one's value system. But it's not only Venus-Saturn. In the last 3 days, we've all seen a spectacular conjunction of the moon with Jupiter, which is now moving away. Jupiter's in mid-Gemini, the moon is now in early Cancer, so there's, a hand's width apart as of today. Jupiter is overhead around about 7, 8 p.m, a little bit south, but overhead. The moon is now in the south-southeast, and it's getting fuller and fuller. It'll be full, as I say, in 39 hours' time. But also at that time, if you've got a clear range of vision, as you see Venus and Saturn in the west, if you look to the east, you will see Mars rising, bright orange, underneath the stars of Pollux and Castor that make up the constellation of Gemini, or the main 2 stars in the constellation of Gemini. So out there at the moment, you can see Venus, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and the full moon. It's a spectacular light show, and it gives me a minor cause for concern, not because the aspects to all of this stuff are difficult, because they're not. But it's a kind of presaging something that's coming. There's a I'm not going to say a storm brewing, but there are humongous, massive changes coming, the like of which none of us have ever seen before, at least since World War II. And they're not that far away. Weeks, not months. Well, months, but a very few number of months. But I will do a lot more on the stuff coming up around very late March and early April in the coming weeks. In fact, you're going to get sick of me talking about it. I'm going to be covering that in depth on the live stream I'm doing tonight at 9 p.m. UK time, Sunday, today. And it's going out to the world. It's free to view for anyone. I won't be answering questions. There'll be too many. Meantime, it's full moon. Today, we've got Mars trining Neptune. That's a nice aspect. Mars at the end of Cancer, trining Neptune at the end of Pisces. The North Node retrograded back from Aries into Pisces last night. So Neptune is now conjuncting the North Node, Mars trining the North Node and Neptune today. Anybody born at the end of Pisces, the end of Virgo, anybody born at the end of Cancer or the end of Capricorn, today is a good day for making choices and decisions. It won't lead to actions, but it will help you. Today's a good day for getting clarity and being affirmative and definitive about what you want to do. Even if the details aren't in place, the intentions can be set. And the full moon itself is very healthy. The moon will be sextiling Uranus. The sun will be trining Uranus. So it seems that where we are right now is a time with a number of opportunities around. It's a good time to spread some joy, to be creative, to communicate with your own version of divinity, however you see the divine as being. Intuition levels should be up, and so should the capacity for making choices and decisions, even if it's just the setting of intention and intent, rather than making the fine details come true. It's a good time, and times like this are not uncommon, but they don't come around that much. You'll get 5 or 6 times in this coming year where the energy levels from above down to below are as good as they are now. So make the most of it. Make hay while the moon shines. I have said a number of times, and I will repeat myself now, that January and to a lesser extent February are a little bit like a fall storm. Because the rest of this year, and particularly the time from mid-March through to early August, is going to be very intense for a lot of us. Very intense. So right now is a really good time to be charging your batteries, rebooting your soul. Feeling good about what you're doing and having something clear in your viewfinder as to what it is you actually want to achieve this year. Because now is a really good time to be setting out the markers for what you want to achieve. I know that normally full moons are seen as times of endings. But this is such an auspicious full moon. Why not? Take a few chances. I will be. Right, okay, that's it for me. I'm out of here. See you on the live stream tonight, 9 p.m. UK time. And, yeah, have a good full moon, folks. Bye.